Senator. I'll call on Senator Van Hollen now.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and it was good to work with you when you were ranking member, and I can't say that I'm happy we switched places, but congratulations, Senator Reid. Thank you for taking on the ranking member position. Administrator Loeffler, welcome. I want to pick up actually on the SBA's role when it comes to disaster relief. I was out in Western Maryland on Friday. It's a beautiful part of our state, but it just got hit really hard by massive floods. The waters rose at an incredible rate, 3 feet per hour. In some places, the waters rose as high as 23 feet. You may have seen some of the images of students at Western Port Elementary School being evacuated by boat. So lots of damage done. I was out there surveying sort of the aftermath. The great news is communities are pulling together, and the emergency responders were doing a great job. But lots of damage to small businesses, to homes, to personal property. I have been concerned to hear Secretary Noem talking about the possible elimination of FEMA. That's a debate for another day and another hearing. And I've been concerned about their talking about not allowing smaller disasters qualify for some of the FEMA declarations and relief, because as you well know, it may be small on the larger scheme of things nationally, but they can be very intense locally, and the losses can be huge relative to the local jurisdictions, towns' ability to handle them. So I just did want to get your reassurance with respect to the SBA disaster loan program. When we had the collapse of the Key Bridge in Baltimore, because that wasn't a natural disaster, that didn't qualify for a FEMA declaration. But the Small Business Administration was there, and I do want to thank all the men and women at the Small Business Administration that played an important role there. And so my question to you today is very straightforward. Given what just happened in Western Maryland, can I get your commitment that you will work with us? I think the governor's likely, not final, to make a damage assessment and declaration based on the surveys that they've been doing. And I would just like your assurance that you would work with us to make sure that if it qualifies, if the damage qualifies for the current criteria for SBA damage relief, that we could try to expedite that.
Absolutely, Senator, and my prayers are with all who are impacted. Our team is already actively evaluating that, and as you know, an SBA declaration can be made even if there's not a FEMA declaration. So we will be on that very quickly, as we have been, and ensure that we provide whatever relief we possibly can. I
appreciate that. Yeah, I walked, like the local library, the mud was 3 feet deep, the book collection pretty much wiped out. Same with the local fire department was in better shape, but lots of damage. If I could turn to student loans, because you mentioned some of the SBA traditional loan programs like the 7A program. We've been hearing, although I haven't heard this confirmed, there's a possibility that people are trying to move the student loan programs from the Department of Education to the Small Business Administration. My understanding is I think it's pretty clear that would require congressional action. Number one, do you share that view, and are you expecting to make that request as part of the upcoming budget or through other legislation?
Senator, at this time, the repayments on the student loans have just started under the Department of Education, and we will be working closely with the Department of Education, Treasury, the White House, and all of you in Congress to determine the best path forward. And I do strongly support President Trump's decision to return educational funds to the states where they belong, with students and local education officials. But at this moment, there has been no final decision, and we will all be working closely together on that.
No, okay, I appreciate it. I don't want to get into a debate about this, but you do agree that in order to make those changes, that would require a change in the statute, right?
Senator, I'll defer to the White House as to the path that they're going to take to make those changes. At this time, I don't have anything to announce.
Okay. And just to make sure I understood your answer correctly, and you're not planning to make those proposed changes as part of the SBA budget request?
Until I have further conversations with the White House, I don't have any budget requests to announce at this time.
Okay. Anyway, thank you.